You're not a photography expert, but you definitely need to know this. Today I'm going to bring it up some wedding photography styles that if you want this style for a wedding, you should definitely get someone who is specialist in it. My name is Jacque Prates and I'm a wedding photographer. And after doing hundreds of weddings, I bring knowledge here to couples so you guys can make the right choice on photography. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video to get more content like this one. First things first, let's talk about the editorial style. You will notice that I normally use different references, so I'm gonna bring probably a movie or a theme and you will get it, what the style is. So first things first, let's talk about editorial. What is the editorial style? The photographer will make sure that you are in the right place at the right time doing the right thing throughout the whole wedding. Do you know Vogue magazine? This is the style. So if you want to see your wedding photos on a more magazine style, very stylish, you need definitely an editorial photographer because they know what they're doing and they have loads of experience throughout the time. This style is perfect for couples who don't mind to be directed and posed throughout the whole day because it's not like the wedding day we will unfold and the photographer will capture. It's everything posed and everything very as it's supposed to be, sort of thing. So this is very good for this type of couples who really like the style and also don't mind being posed. It's not great if you hate it. So if you hate posing, this is definitely not the style for you. Don't go for an editorial photographer. Otherwise you will look at your photos and you will look like, and oh my God, who are these people here? You know, and you also won't enjoy your wedding day if you don't like posing. The second thing, Candid and documentary. Yes, this one, I would say that they hold hands and they walk together. Why is that? Documentary, photojournalism, and Candid for weddings, they have the same base, the same foundation. So we capture the moment. We like to see how the wedding will unfold without much interruption and capture like those nice moments. Like it's nice for the photographers who do that, like myself. I want my customers to flick through and they relive the day and remember all the good things. Yeah, so this style is very good for you who not like to pose and you want to just enjoy your day and get the best memories out of it. Like fun. Some photos might be with the wrong cropping, out of focus, but this is part of the documentary and the photojournalism, the Candid. A few photographers, they don't deliver. I think that even if the photo it's a bit out of angle, it's still a memory. And if it's important and it's relevant, I always deliver. And it's not great if you are overly concerned about how a few things will look. So if you are overly concerned and you want something more magazine style, go for the Vogue, the editorial. But if you want something more relaxed, more fun, let's say Woodstock vibes, not that you're having a hippie wedding, but you know, just like the fun itself and having your wedding unfold and all the memories captured, you should definitely go for documentary, Candid, or photojournalism, wedding photography. Now, one that is a little bit controversial, but some people really like, I normally do at my weddings because it's something that your grandma has, your mom has, traditional photos. Yeah, so everyone lined up, standing, looking at the camera and smiling. Yeah, so that's the traditional wedding approach. Once you have the traditional wedding approach, for example, for the cake cutting or for the first dance, everything will be more like it was on the 90s, on the 80s. So it will have like a tradition to be followed. I like to mix this style with my Candid and documentary because sometimes you want a group shot. Sometimes you want that nice family photo of everyone. Come on, everyone will be at the same building dressed up. Why not to have a traditional photo or a classic photo that I will talk later on? So why not think a little bit more and have this photo? So I normally mix, but some photographers, they stick always with the traditional and you must have this photo. So if you're looking for something more similar to what your family has and keep the family heirloom going, a traditional wedding photographer or a photographer that does as well really would be helpful. It's perfect for the couples who want the real thing as well. So like in myself, I mix the documentary and the traditional. So if you want the real thing and you also want those nice family photos, but it's also not very good if you hate being standing, looking at the camera and saying cheese. This style, really, I am in love with it. I've been bringing to a few weddings that I did. I did one wedding that was on this style the whole way through, and it's the classic. Yes, a classic wedding. Normally, I say that it's more 007 style. You know, everyone black tie looking, and then you have those nice portraits with some people sat down, some people standing up. I have some photographers reference that I follow them, and I think this is so nice because it brings a mysterious vibe as well. And in a few photos, like a big photo of the wedding party, and you have 20, everyone lined up might not look so good. So I like to mix and do something more classic. Classic wedding photos, it's more like a timeless editing with some of the documentary, but it's still on the vibes on the editing, more like 007, you know? So you have some darker vibes, and it's beautiful. I love it. But because I'm not trained in this, it's just like I do occasionally. I prefer to tell my couples, look, I did one gallery. If you like it, I can do it more. But the classic wedding photos, one thing that I see that it's one of the cons on this, you need time. Yes. Because to pose everyone, make sure that everyone is on the correct position. It's a bit complicated and can take like 5 to 10 minutes to sort if you have a big wedding party, for example, or a big family photo. This can take time and can be a bit tiring to pose for a classic photo. And also on the wedding all the way through, the cake cutting, the first dance, it will also be in a more 007 type of way. Not that you're going to be shooting people. No, this is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, you know, those, sorry, just one song comes to my head now, and I'm going to try to explain. Do you know Skyfall? The song. So yeah, this is like kind of more the vibes of a classic wedding. The pro is the couples who wants the balance, this is perfect. So you're gonna have super stylish photos like editorial style, Vogue style, and you're also gonna have a bit of the documentary mixed in. So classic photography is good. If you're willing to pose and you have the time, perfect. The last one now is the fine art. Fine art gives me the Taylor Swift vibe. So, you know, that dreamy, light and airy, and the bride dancing with the dress. So this is the vibe of the fine art gives me. It's more for if you want something more dreamy, romantic, and very, very light and airy, you should go for the Taylor Swift style. That is a fine art. I like to put this reference of movies and music to the photography styles because this was how I learned, how I made the sense in my head, and was easier for me to, oh, okay, so we are doing a Taylor Swift now. So it's easier for me to understand this way. I hope you were okay with it. The fine art is good for those romance lovers, more dancey and dreamy kind of vibes, but the downside of it, I don't think the colors, like on the photos, they are so real. For example, if you're having a summer wedding, you know that summer wedding, you have loads of colors popping, and this is like with a very big contrast. So you see everything and it's so vivid and so clear. On the light and airy, you would have everything kind of pastel, kind of pale tones. This is what you will see on your photos. If this is your style, look for a photographer who knows how to do, because the editing can be quite tricky as you're bringing a lot of light in and taking a lot of contrast. A photographer that is not experienced on the fine art won't do a good job. At the end of the day, there's no right and wrong. Should we go for this or should we go for that? What's the best for you? This is actually what matters. Think like this. This is something I normally ask my couples when we are discussing couples portraits. How do you see these photos in 10 years time? How would you like to see? You know, and when they say, oh no, we want like the love imprinted, we want the fun. Okay, so go for the documentary, the Candid. So let's make sure that you have enough moments happening, unfolding, so we can get this captured. But if you want, no, I want to look through and I'm looking at Vogue stylish magazine. Okay, so let's go for the editorial photography. There is no right and wrong at this point. Now, a personal opinion. Yeah, I do documentary and traditional. And why do I mix these two? I think it's beautiful. The simple is beautiful. When the wedding unfolds itself and you have those nice photos without being forced, without being posed, or without even realizing that the photographer was there. This is the real beauty in my eyes. But some other people and some other photographers, they think, no, the editorial, overly posed and all the styles, like those Pinterest photos, it's more an editorial style. So this is what we are going for. But I think seeing the wedding day unfold and also having the shots with the family. Sometimes I mix with the classic, sometimes I mix with the traditional. It depends on the couple, on what they want. But when you can have like both roles combined, it can bring so much more to your wedding. But I hope you like this video. Yeah, and I see you definitely next week. I'll be recording another very interesting video today. So don't forget to subscribe and like. See you later.